All right, so this week I wanted to talk about fitness. And I know a lot of you have your fitness completely dialed in. It seems the folks that I work with, especially high achievers, really kind of own this quadrant really, really well. But I wanted to share a couple of things with you that I know I struggle with at times. And by putting in this methodology I call plan, helps you. And so wanted to share that. I think it's a great way to kick off when you're thinking about fitness. And I don't talk about this in the book, so this is kind of a nice little thing to share with you. PLAN is an acronym, and the P is prepare. The L stands for layout. The A is adjust. And finally, the N is nurture. Now I want to talk to you about that. And what I find is if you can use this acronym, you're going to get results better, faster, and easier as you attack each and every week. So the first part talks about plan, right? And so this is something that I find, especially for high achievers, can be a struggle at times as it relates to your schedule. Now, if you're in one of my other programs like Thrive, or if you're in Academy, right, you know that every week we do a thing called a half-time report. And half stands for hurdles, ahas, and fixes, but it's the second part of that that is really, really valuable, which is we want to kind of look out to the next upcoming week, right? And one of the things that you're going to notice about your upcoming week at times is maybe you're traveling or you're going to have certain appointments that are going to kind of take you off of your normal routine, your normal schedule, your normal workout location. And so by making certain every week you start to plan your workout and how it's going to go down, it's going to make it easier for you to stay on your fitness goals and plans easier by making the modifications before the week begins, which leads us to the next piece here, which is all around your layout. So layout is really important in regards to now that I know what's going to go on the upcoming week, I also need to realize that I got to take as many decisions out of my fitness routine as possible. And by layout, what I mean is theming out your fitness each week. And so for me, if I look at, I start with my routine on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, as how I think about my workouts. Saturday for me, from a theme perspective, is chest. So I'm going to do cardio every single day, but I know on Saturdays I'm going to do a chest routine. And so I use Google. You could use whatever calendaring system you use. I have an event on my calendar that repeats every week on Saturday that says chest. So I know when it's time to do fitness, I'm going to do some sort of workout that's going to incorporate a chest training routine. Sundays for me are triceps. Mondays are back. Tuesdays are biceps. Wednesdays are shoulders. Thursdays are legs. And Friday is core. So in my calendar, I've laid out what my weight training routine is going to be. And then I've already planned where and how I'm going to actually get my workouts in. So if I am only going to be in a hotel room, I know that, hey, if it's chest day and I don't have a fitness facility, it's going to be an awful lot of push-ups, right? Or whatever I need to do in order to incorporate not having weights. If it's in my normal gyms, I know I can incorporate whatever I want to incorporate. But knowing ahead of time where I'm going to be and also my layout, meaning what I have to do, is really, really helpful. If I know I'm traveling on Wednesday and Wednesday's shoulders, I got to figure out a routine if I don't have a gym, how I'm going to work out my shoulders. So that is how using planning and layout works really, really well and helps you stay on the wagon in regards to your fitness routine. Adjust is all about being flexible, depending on how you feel, right? So a lot of times we're going to run into situations. Let me just right here adjust so you know what we're talking about. Sometimes we're going to run into days that we feel sick, we don't feel right, or we feel tired, or we feel one way or the other, right? And so you've seen in some of my posts in the past, I always say just show up. Not every day, not every workout needs to be epic or amazing, but try your hardest regardless of how you feel to show up in the gym. So again, going back to my schedule, if I know today is chest and I don't feel great and I don't want, or I don't have a gym, maybe I'm going to do push-ups, but maybe I'm going to do push-ups on my knees. And maybe I'm only going to be there for 3 minutes, right? Because I feel like junk. I'm going to do 3 knee push-ups and I'm done. It is so important that you listen to your body, listen to how you feel, but also don't fall off of your routine. Don't give yourself an excuse to not show up. You need to understand how you feel. You need to adjust what's going on, but you also want to make certain that you show up. And the reason for that is we're in this constant fight to stay on the wagon. And part of staying on the wagon is showing up even when you don't feel like it, right? So this is really, really important. Give yourself the excuse. I always say, never, never, never should on yourself. And by that, I mean when you show up, let's say for that chest day and you don't feel like it and you're doing a modification, don't beat yourself up because you only were in the gym for 5 minutes. It's really, really important to show up. It's really, really important to really sense how you feel. And it's also really, really important not to talk negative on yourself when you don't have a great workout. Not every workout is going to be great, but we want to make certain that if we can show up, we do. And we don't should on ourselves. We don't feel like having an epic workout. Which leads me to the last piece, right? So this little lab thing is all about having fun, right? We want you to nurture yourself, but we want you to nurture the fun. Have a blast when it comes to your fitness. If something is starting to not feel fun, make an adjustment. If you want to play with different types of nutrition, do it. Like right now, I've modified my nutrition and cut out a lot of stuff just to see, does that help reduce inflammation? Does that make me feel a certain way? But I have fun. I always think about my fitness as being in the lab, right? And if I see a trend or I hear something and I want to give it a shot, I'm going to do it. If I want to go grab some unique fitness device, like if you're sore or you struggle at times with stretching or flexing, or being more flexible, there's a thing out there called Flex Buddy. If you're curious about this, I'm happy to send you the link if you can't find it. But I used Flex Buddy for the longest time so that I can make certain that I could, wrap my arms around my legs and get a great stretch. But Flex Buddy was that first thing I started to play with, and then I moved on to yoga blocks to deepen that stretch. I play with a whole bunch of different proteins at times. Right now, I'm a big fan of Transparent Labs. I've used Level at times. I've worked on taking different types of creatine and just have a really, really good time when it comes to your fitness. So that's it. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Hopefully some of these things help you. This isn't in the book, this idea of plan. But I'd love to hear some of your comments or hear some things that you're working on or that you've done that you find that really work in your fitness routine. But that's it for today. Holy moly, 9.5 minutes. Well, almost 10. All right, talk to you soon.